Open up the champagne, pop. It's my house, come on, turn it up. Hear a knock on the door and the night begins. Cause we've done this before, so you come on in. Make yourself at my home.
It's Sunday night, April the 3rd, 2016. This is our very first ever post-Wrestlemania show. This is Travis here on the Slam Pigs podcast. Joining along with me, as always, is Mike. How you doing, Mike?
It's our Wrestlemania review. We just got done watching the show. It was the biggest show of the year. We're going to go over how we felt about it, what we liked about it, what we didn't like about it. Obviously, there's going to be some likes, dislikes. We're going to go over our match of the week as well.
Dislikes a lot.
We're going to go over our match of the week. We're also going to go over our fan questions of the week. Once again, thanks, guys, for putting in those questions. We're going to get to them throughout the show. Travis, but what are we going to start with?
Well, I'm going to start with an apology to the listeners and you for being under the weather last week. No show on Wednesday. Sorry about that.
Sorry, guys. We couldn't do our WrestleMania prediction show last week because one of us, not going to name names, even though he already did, was under the weather. Could not do the show last week, but we're getting right back with you here on Sunday evening.
We're back. And what a better way to be back. WrestleMania 30. Let's get right into it. This is the latest story we've ever had on the show. We're starting tonight at 1 a.m. Eastern, actually, on the dot. I just looked at the clock. So
technically, it's not April 3rd anymore, but that's what we're going with.
Mike here just got a refresher on the Intercontinental and the AJ Styles match because he didn't show up to about halfway through. He's a little late getting here tonight, but that's fine.
Got a little late, got some priorities to attend to. When the woman says you do something, you do it.
You do, and also, you probably wish it would have been flopped. You would have been able. You had to leave early, so you missed the main event.
Yeah, if I could have chose, I would have rather showed up early and left early.
Well, let's start from the top this time, instead of starting at the bottom. The main event, since it's freshest in our minds, Roman Reigns challenging for the WWE title. I know you have a hell of a lot to say, as does the internet in general, because it's blowing up. Cancel WWE Network is trending already, as it usually does when the fans aren't happy, but we're not that way. We're not going to go to that extent, because there's so much good stuff on the network. Updating their old Nitro and the ECW stuff. But Mike, go ahead. What did you think about the main event?
Big fucking surprise, guys. Roman Reigns goes over clean, and the crowd shits on it.
I actually set up a cardiology appointment with my doctor tomorrow because I'm in shock that Roman Reigns won. My heart can't take it.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, Travis. But the rest of us here in the real world knew this was coming. This is actually going to lead into our first fan question this week. But to go over this match, pretty boring. A lot of rest spots. Very few high moments in this match. Triple H tried his best, but when you're working with Roman Reigns, what do you do?
You saw it. You saw what you do. Rest, hold, spot, rest, hold, spot. Take it home, baby.
Pretty much what it was. The high spot of this match, I got to go with Stephanie McMahon and her sensational Sherry outfit.
I couldn't take my eyes off Stephanie. But honestly, the high spot of the match was the fans for me doing exactly what I hoped they would. I hope WWE knows now that this was not a good idea. Hopefully the ball gets rolling on the heel turn in the future.
This reminds me of WrestleMania 30, going into it, what the fans would have done if they'd have gotten the main event that was originally scheduled with Batista and Randy Orton. If this was originally scheduled for WrestleMania 30, I'm pretty sure after this match, first thing I said was, I'm going to go take a piss and throw up at the same time.
Yep.
But it's kind of hard to do that because there's only one toilet. But
yeah, I could have puked outside.
Yeah, in the end,
it's spring.
Roman Reigns wins your title. The crowd hates it.
Hated it. The women loved it. The children loved it. But I don't think Cena had this much. I take that back. We saw a lot of grown men in the crowd for Roman Reigns, which you know that they're just looking their damnedest to pick out the grown fans, men in general, that are cheering Roman Reigns. Get on that guy.
Yep, they stay on him till the end of the match. Hey, there's
That's
a guy.
That's why you see them multiple times.
Yeah, there's a guy that's a Roman fan. Stay on him.
All 6 of them.
Yeah. Out of over 100,000, they found 6.
This was just typical paint by numbers match. Nothing special. All the spots. I called Stephanie getting speared, didn't I? Like 2 minutes ahead of time.
You definitely did. And I called it to the fact where when the match was over, it felt like a main event of Raw.
Here's one of my biggest gripes about Roman Reigns. I know every week it's always something, but this will be the one for this week. Maybe that should be a segment. But the spear, nobody else needs to do that as a finisher. It's how many guys have used that as a finisher. And especially like Edge, you think that they would have respected him enough when he had to retire to know when to use that?
I think
Rhino.
I think they do that with a lot of guys these days, I guess, as...
I don't like the move.
Yeah, I think they do it with guys that are like, oh, well, we can't think of anything better for you to do.
Oh, the biggest one of all, just Goldberg.
Yeah.
But his was like a setup. So I'm cool with it being a setup, but 6 times in a match.
And we didn't see that 6 times in a match. What we saw 6 times in this match was a Superman punch. Over.
Oh. Well, if we saw the spear 6 times, we saw the Superman punch 12 fucking times tonight. And it looks worse. It's like seeing a springboard stunner. It got worse every time.
You got the Cena 8 moves of doom, and then you got the Roman Reigns 2 moves of doom.
Yeah,
so
he really does.
At least Cena can mix it up a little bit.
Samoan drop, because every Samoan has to use a Samoan drop.
Yeah, and it's a sloppy one.
And if you're related to the Hearts, you have to use a sharpshooter, apparently.
Yeah, evidently. But that's your main event of WrestleMania 32.
It was very surprising this one on last.
My apologies if it sounds disappointing the way I'm announcing it, because that's the way it felt when it happened.
Well, I posted on Twitter today before you even came over and before the show started, saying how, depending on how bad the show is, we'll probably be 2 sheets to the wind by, and here we are. I'm feeling it.
I'm pretty buzzed as well.
I'm feeling the mania.
If I could have fell asleep during the whole card, it definitely would have been the main event.
And that takes us to our first fan question of this week's show. This is from Amy. First time question. Her question was, how horribly forced was Roman's victory tonight?
And this was before the show, guys. So, Amy, thank you for being a smart. Thank you for being a slam pig.
You don't have to be a smart to know that he was going to win, though.
Well, you probably don't, but we appreciate the fact that you saw this coming like the rest of us did. So, the question this week, how horribly forced was Roman Reigns' victory? And this was before the show, guys. This wasn't after the show.
Are we judging this on a scale of 1 to 10? Because I'll say like 24. It was so obvious.
Obvious. It was beyond obvious. You knew what was going to happen in this match. You were hoping that maybe they would throw you a curveball. Didn't happen.
You were hoping they were smart enough to know that nobody wanted this. Like we covered last week. Not even like the casual fan likes Reigns. And at least Cena has the casual fans on his side. You saw that tonight. Cena got a hell of a pop.
Yeah,
for that was.
Cena at least has the young fans. And
Reigns has the young fans, but I mean like casual grown men.
He doesn't have...
Those guys they showed on camera tonight, whose shirts were they wearing?
Cena's.
Cena shirts. There you go. You know?
They weren't wearing a Roman Reigns shirt.
Nope.
Thank God. Just like 2 years ago or 3 years ago when the grown men started wearing Ryback shirts.
Oh.
We saw that at a show that we went to.
Yep.
Grown man.
SmackDown in Hershey, Pennsylvania.
Wearing a
guy.
Ryback.
No, I remember that. The guy beside me, he kept saying, like, I don't know why. They just stopped pushing him. I'm just like, I didn't say anything.
Well, here's a wake-up call. He can't work.
Ryback was hot for a month with CM Punk, and then he worked. A match that went longer than 10 minutes, and you saw the effect. So,
the Goldberg effect, which is why they chant his name every time Ryback comes out. But not to get off topic.
Thank you so much for your question, Amy.
Yes,
we appreciate
Amy,
it. But I don't know what answer you're looking for. Of course, it was terribly forced.
It was terribly forced, and I feel terrible for all the fans out there that watch this. Hopefully, you already subscribed a few months ago, or it didn't cost you money at all. Hopefully, this is your free month.
Free WrestleMania.
Yeah.
Boy, did it feel like it.
Oh, it should have been free, because with the main event like that...
Your classic quote tonight. Go ahead.
Thank God I didn't pay for this.
And this felt like a Raw.
Yes, and it felt like a Raw. It did. It felt like a Raw at the end. It didn't feel like WrestleMania. Especially when the match has just gotten finished and you hear the announcers, you hear Michael Cole and you hear JBL. They didn't even have to raise their voice.
No.
It was just like, Roman Reigns wins the title. Because there was no pop. No pop at all. The crowd didn't want it.
There was the young vocal, but that's always drowned out by the grown men.
That was 5% of the crowd.
Exactly.
So when the announcers don't have to raise their voice to announce the winner of the main event of WrestleMania, I feel like there's something wrong with that.
And also, when it's a heel, it's understandable. Like when Alberto Del Rio won like the Royal Rumble and the fireworks went off. When a babyface gets the firework display after winning and there's no reaction after,
At WrestleMania.
Red flag.
This isn't the Royal Rumble. This isn't SummerSlam.
But I honestly think that they're going with their stubborn bullshit like they did with Cena for the last 10 years. They're not going to turn him heel. I think this is their guy. They're going to stick with him, and we're in for it as far as that.
If they do that, I feel like they're just putting themselves in a hole.
It's Vince.
And
It's got to be Vince.
I don't know if they can climb out of it if they do this, to be honest with you. The ratings are already going down.
You can only keep disappointing the fans so much. And that's a constant theme of this year's WrestleMania. The matches in themselves were great. These finishes were fucking awful.
You know what I think Vince goes by more than crowd reaction? He goes by merch sales.
True. Well, Dean Ambrose is a big seller. When the fuck does he win on
all the
pay-per-view?
people that are injured, he went with the next highest merch sale, which was Roman Reigns. Well, the kids are buying Roman Reigns stuff, so let's push him at WrestleMania.
Yeah.
Great thing to go by,
The
Vince.
Roman Reigns ball got moving a long time ago, though.
It did, but I think it definitely got moving in a faster direction once Seth Rollins got hurt, Cena got hurt.
Oh, yeah.
We could go on Randy Orton.
Well, originally, I heard it was supposed to be Cena and Undertaker.
Yes, I think that's going to be next year. I think you'll see Cena and Undertaker, and it'll be Undertaker.
They're both going to be 1 year older.
It's going to be Undertaker's last match, unfortunately, is what I'm predicting right now.
We'll get to Taker in a bit.
Yes, that'll be next.
Hopefully that's all we have to talk about Roman Reigns thing, because I'm spent on Roman Reigns. I just pretend that match didn't even happen.
How do you pretend it didn't happen? It was the main event.
We're getting into something else that's not much better. The complete and utter burial of a great talent in Bray Wyatt. The Rock was advertised, and The Rock arrived in typical Rock fashion with the Dallas Cowboys cheerleaders. That was always, can't complain about that.
Pretty sweet.
With a flamethrower. I mean,
They had a flamethrower.
Not so much cool, it was random as shit.
But I liked it.
Yeah, it was different, but
If you're going to give Rock something, give him a flamethrower.
I'll give him this. I did not see the Wyatts. I did not think they were going to come out, so that took me by surprise for about 5 seconds. And then we pretty much looked at each other and knew that they were going to get buried. I didn't see John Cena made his return, too, to come out and help The Rock.
John Cena. Yippee.
So here's what happened. The Wyatts came out, and they both cut a promo. He called him, fat, hot pocket eating Bray Wyatt.
Yeah.
So complete. It was
some funny words.
I chuckled.
From The Rock, making fun of the Wyatts.
He buries everybody on the mic.
Basically told Eric Rowan that he looked like
fun.
his mother and his father, or two people that are related in his family, made him.
My issue isn't with the burial on the mic, because that's what you do in promos. My issue is just the burial and the booking. Let me clear that up about it.
Yeah, I felt like if they were going to do this spot, this would have been the better spot to bring Stone Cold out. Instead of
just
The Rock.
flip it to what was earlier.
Or Stone Cold and The Rock. You know what I mean? I feel like...
But when Cena came out, it made sense why they did it. It just wasn't good. It was bland. It was totally filler. It was...
I feel like Stone Cold was wasted tonight, and that kind of pisses me off.
I didn't even realize that WrestleMania, it went to midnight from 7. It was 5 hours. I didn't even know that.
It just definitely pissed me off how some things were booked tonight. I felt like whoever booked this is totally out of touch.
Long story short, the Wyatts were buried by Cena and The Rock, so not much more to say about that. Next, you had Shane. No, you had the Battle Royal.
The Battle Royal.
Here's
a curveball.
Wow.
Curveball they threw to us tonight. All these guys in the Battle Royal. Who wins?
Tatanka. Oh, no, he didn't win. He should have won. Tatanka made his return, Michael. He gets mentioned on every fucking show we do. Tatanka slips his way in, like I said earlier.
No entrance.
DDP got an entrance.
He got an entrance.
With his boots tucked into his jeans.
DDP gets an entrance because he takes all the fucked up WWE legends
and
gets them
yoga
sober.
Classes.
Yeah, and gets them sober.
Yep.
Tatanka doesn't get shit.
Tatanka
was way more over in WWF than DDP ever was.
If Coco Beware's in the Hall of Fame, he'll be in there someday. Tatanka.
I'm sorry if I'm...
Shaquille O'Neal. What the fuck is going on?
Yeah, he made an appearance in the Battle Royal.
Can't tell everyone's injured or anything.
He got an entrance. Couldn't get Tatanka one. Would have took 10 seconds. All you would have heard is hee, and crowd would have popped, and that would have been it.
He doesn't even have to go down the ramp halfway. They love to do that now.
Sandow got used as a total jobber again.
We're used to that.
Got thrown out by Shaquille O'Neal.
Crowd went ape shit for Sandow.
Yep, and Sandow gets thrown out by Shaquille O'Neal
by a basketball player
in the first 30 seconds.
Well, I guess some good news. Well, you got your boy the boys of the Ascension in there. Your boys.
Yeah, they also got used as jobbers. Another great
Well,
spot there.
They are jobbers.
Okay,
You're an
well,
Ascension guy. I kind of like them in NXT, but I just don't like the
I
Ascension.
definitely liked them. I just thought WWE never gave them a real fair shot the way they booked them, especially with the outfits.
The LOD ripoff.
Yep.
Like,
I
just
feel
let
like
them
they never
stand
had.
on their own.
Feel like they never had a chance.
That was a rib. That had to be.
I don't know what they did to piss somebody off, but
Let's talk about some of the guys that were in the Tyler Breeze,
Tyler Breeze is in there.
Fandango.
Yep, he was the first one eliminated.
Yep.
Fandango.
Did his little Jimmy Del Rey jiggle tribute.
Yep,
and
that
he
was definitely deserved. Fandango's awful.
He had Mark Henry, and this is his last match.
Mark Henry's retirement match. He lasted a while. Nothing memorable about the match for him.
You thought Braun Strowman was going to
I
win
thought
this.
he's going over in this match, but of course he wasn't even in it. So,
Yeah.
stupid me. But
Well, not really, because, I mean, I think that was even...
I think that was the original plan.
Yeah.
But, of course, original plans in WWE go...
It's more beneficial to have him be buried by The Rock for them. So.
Yeah, that makes more sense. Instead of him winning the gimmick battle royal, which is what it turned out to be, let's just have him get buried by The Rock in a 10-minute segment.
What's interesting, I guess good news came out of it. Your winner, Baron Corbin from NXT.
NXT guy wins.
Not even
DeAndre-
advertised in the match.
I didn't even know he was in it, but he wins the battle royal. He just lost on their pay-per-view a couple nights ago.
Maybe he was putting Aries over. Maybe he's on the main roster now. I can't think of a more better... I mean, he just won the Andre Battle Royal. I would assume he can't go back to... How do you go back to NXT with... You know what I mean?
I mean, maybe that's his new gimmick for him to be a mid-card jobber again, just like everybody else that wins it. Cesaro.
Yeah.
Big Show. What did they do with it?
Nothing.
Not a fucking thing.
No. It's
So,
more filler. Honestly.
Really wish I could get excited about this for Baron Corbin's sake, but if I was Baron Corbin, I'd be pretty pissed off because I know what comes after this.
At least the trophy has a great image of...
Are they at least going to let him take that home?
Andre's dick.
Because that's the biggest thing he's going to get out of this.
Well, and like every year, hasn't the trophy been broken anyway in like an angle?
Yeah.
Didn't Big Show break it on someone and Cesaro did?
This time it didn't get broken, so hopefully they let Baron Corbin take that home because that's the biggest thing that's going to come out of this for him is that trophy.
I apologize again if I cough. I'm just getting over that stuff. So I'm almost at 100%.
There you go, Baron Corbin. Congratulations, you get a big trophy to take home from your memories of WWE, and then 2 years from now you will be wished well on your future
A
endeavors.
trophy and a D push.
Yep, and congratulations on your future endeavors, Baron Corbin.
Shane McMahon is a madman, and The Undertaker.
Hell in a Cell.
With the stake of the company and a career on the line. Michael, take it away.
This, I think, just because of being memorable, may have been my favorite match on the card. And I know you and I took a shit on this a couple times leading up to it, but I thought that both guys did a great job in carrying this match out for what it was.
Much better than I expected.
It wasn't supposed to be a technical masterpiece. You knew it wasn't going to be. You knew it was going to be a brawl, striking, spot match is what I'm calling it. A lot of spots that are kind of like ooh ah spots, and you definitely got that in this match. You had choke slam on the steel steps.
That was nasty.
Um,
Well, let's talk about the elephant in the room, the spot. Off the top of the cell, Shane McMahon.
first time we've seen it since Mankind,
And this looked more brutal, I'd say.
and he lived to talk about it.
He got right back up and was...
Well, he wasn't up, but he was on his knees saying, "Give me some mo."
But at the same time, Mankind still finished the match. He got thumbtacks
Yeah,
after that.
had his tooth
And he
hanging
went
out
through
his-
again. He went
Yep.
twice.
So, but in Shane McMahon's defense, for somebody that hasn't been in a ring in however many years it's been, he hung in there. He did a great job for somebody that's not a wrestler.
Oh, yeah.
And
Taker looked good, too.
Yep, and-
Except that gut. Let's address the gut.
Taker, please don't ever pull the straps down.
Please
again.
don't pull a Lawler.
Yes, we don't want to see that.
Only Jerry's gut gets away
You're
with that.
pushing 60. We don't need to see that. You're in great shape for your age, but Jesus Christ, keep the straps up. Nobody wants to see the guts.
Yeah, good brawl.
Good brawl. Great spot at the end.
Shane came out with his kids. Weird. Little kids.
Yeah, it's kind of weird.
That
I don't know if I
Didn't-
want my kids seeing that match.
put him right in the front. Pulled a Mick Foley again. Another
Yeah.
comparison. And made him watch his
Just
dad.
put him right in the front row for me to possibly die.
I don't get that. Why they do that. Why wrestlers got to have their kids there. I mean, you're going to do something insane, and it's probably going to traumatize them. So they're
One
older.
disappointing area of this match, no blood, but it's the PG area. So
I don't think it hurt the match.
you have a Hell in a Cell match, but there's no blood. There was really no weapons used besides steel steps.
Well, this is the first case of the match was good, but
Why did we put the stipulation in besides him jumping off the cage?
buys, pay-per-view buys? I
Yeah,
don't know. Network subscriptions.
Besides him jumping off there at the end, there was no need for Hell in a Cell.
No, there's no need for the angle. Like, control the company.
Well, the angle's fine. I just didn't understand the
Vince didn't even come out.
Yeah, but I just didn't understand the need for Hell in a Cell.
Yeah.
I mean, the only time they really used it was when he jumped off the top of it.
Think what this match would have been like without the cell. Ugh.
I mean, yeah, he got speared through the cell to get outside so he could climb it.
That was nasty, too.
But what was the need for Hell in a Cell? They didn't really... I mean, it wasn't one of those physical matches where you were like, oh, Hell in a Cell. It wasn't like Undertaker and Brock.
Yeah. It was just like a cherry on a sundae.
Yeah. But
it was exactly what I thought it would be.
Undertaker gets the clean win with the tombstone. Finishes it off 1, 2, 3. If we see any more of this angle, I would be highly surprised. If we see any more of Shane, I'd be highly surprised.
I think Shane's done. I think his contract was under.
I'm pretty sure this was a one-time deal.
He might be there tomorrow.
But anyway, that was that match. I was impressed with it for what it was. Nostalgia factor. It was probably my favorite match of the evening.
Yeah.
But Undertaker goes over. He lives to fight another year at WrestleMania.
And that begs the question, who will be next year? You think it'll be Cena?
Cena. It's got to be Cena. It's got to be his last one.
Yeah. Besides Cena, I don't even know who you would put him with.
I mean...
Maybe Finn Balor, the Demon and the Undertaker?
It's got to be Cena. Somebody credible to end his career.
Yeah. True.
So, I don't think Finn Balor has enough legacy behind him to do that. I think it's got to be somebody like Cena. Yeah. If it wasn't Triple H, if it wasn't Shawn Michaels, if it wasn't name after name, it's got to be Cena. As much as we don't want it to be, it's got to be Cena to end his career.
You could bring back Dean Douglas. He could do it. Anyway, let's move on from...
Let's pretend he didn't say that.
Hey, shout out to Dean Douglas, the franchise.
Hello, Shane.
Let's move on from that. We're going to take a break here in a second, but before we do, we'll talk about... This happened on the pre-show, which is important to this match. The debut of the WWE Women's title.
Which was speculated on the dirt sheets. We thought that maybe this would happen. We hoped it would happen, and it did. This is one of the few good moves made by WWE tonight, was bringing the women's title. Not the Divas title anymore, because the Divas title is not a wrestling belt. To me, the Divas title was just some prop used for...
sell toys.
Yep. For these model-looking girls who can't wrestle. Now... Tonight was the perfect time to unveil that puppy because you had 3 girls in there.
Talking about divas, you said puppy. Just saying.
Yeah, I did it on purpose.
Gotcha.
Thanks for getting me there. But yes, this was the perfect time to use it. You had 3 women in there that could tear the fucking roof off a place with their match.
They did.
And we're going to get to that later. But before that, we're going to have our first break tonight, guys. Enjoy this promo from the Heartbreak Kid, Shawn Michaels.
Again, this week. We had one last week. Why not? It's always good. What era, Shawn Michaels?
We gotta get. I want early Shawn. I want early
Midnight Rockers?
No, I want sensational Sherry Shawn.
Ooh,
I want that.
That feud with Rick Martel is actually really entertaining. Where they can't hit each other in the face. That could definitely be a match of the week.
I like it.
So
WrestleMania 8,
1992. Shawn Michaels. Enjoy. We'll be right back on Slam Pigs
Podcast.
We'll be back in a bit.
At SummerSlam, I got you, Rick Martel.
But Sean, what's so sexy about Rick Martel?
Nothing. And what is so sexy about Shawn Michaels?
Everything.
Everything is right, and that's the difference between me and you, Martel. And at SummerSlam, I'm going to show everybody that there is a huge difference between me and you. And the fact is, Shawn Michaels is the best athlete in the World Wrestling Federation.
That was some Sherry and Shawn, 1992, the Heartbreak Kid on Slam Pigs Podcast. We're back, and let's get right back into the WrestleMania 32 post-show here. We're at the women's title match. You want to take it, or you want me to?
I'm going to take this because it deserves to be taken. For those of you that watch this show, and God help all of you that didn't appreciate this match, this was head and shoulders the best women's titles match I have ever seen on WrestleMania. Ever.
Oh, yeah.
I have no problem saying that. This was
That
the
Christy
best.
Hemme Trish Stratus match was really good. Anyway.
There's Travis's 2 cents.
Yeah.
That's
More like,
That'll be a new segment here on the Slam Pigs podcast. Travis's 2 cents.
yeah.
Which usually doesn't make any sense, but we're going to call it his 2 cents. But getting back into it, this match was definitely head and shoulders the best women's title match ever at WrestleMania. These 3 women, and when I say these 3 women, I mean the champ, Charlotte, and the 2 challengers, Becky Lynch and Sasha Banks, tore the house down. If it wasn't for the ladder match, I would have no problem saying that this match stole the show. Besides the ladder match, what other match did you see that was better than this?
I went back and forth on it, but after watching it the second time, Styles and Jericho was better than when I first saw it, I guess. That was pretty good, but nothing like the women's match.
I mean, you could tell that these 3 were in sync with what they're doing, and I didn't see, maybe a half a botch, but besides that, this match was flawless.
It was pretty good.
The only problem I had was with the finish. I thought the wrong person won.
Once
But
again, the booking didn't make sense.
But WWE, I guess, was feeling differently. I guess they're going to make Sasha Banks the champ at the next pay-per-view, which will make 0 sense, instead of getting the big pop at WrestleMania.
Usually, when like a manager like Ric Flair involves time after time, when it gets to like the payoff match like this, he's banned from ringside at least, or like hung up
Or
in a
taken out of
cage.
the match, which is what we thought would happen when he got knocked over in this match, which...
I thought maybe Snoop might take him out.
Yeah, that would have been cool. Where was Snoop at? All he was there for the entrance for Sasha Banks. That was it. And she was, for some reason, wearing Eddie Guerrero's tights. I guess because it's in Texas.
They said that's her favorite wrestler. She's paying tribute.
That whole thing just kind of struck me a little off guard. I mean,
I think she said that in interviews that was her favorite wrestler, but I don't think I've heard anyone say
I don't think it had made any sense with this match. But nonetheless, I like the attire on her. I definitely was hoping she would go over because she, out of the 3, no doubt got the biggest pop.
Oh, well, yeah, Becky's was pretty big too. Charlotte got a lot of heat, but in a good way.
Yeah.
She plays the heel role.
Yeah.
And that moonsault from Charlotte, good God.
That was nice.
Awesome. Well, you said not really botches, but those backstabbers by Becky Lynch, a little sloppy. One of them was just
picking, but we're just picking teeth.
They were probably also blown up by then too.
Yeah,
it was like
we're
the end
just
of the match. We're picking teeth.
Yeah,
we got our floss out.
All in all, this match was great. I enjoyed it. For a women's title match, this is probably my favorite women's match ever. To be honest with you, on WWE show. Okay, let's be honest. There's been some great ones on NXT, but this was definitely my favorite WWE women's match.
I cannot put this above still Alonzo Blaze and Bull Nakano. That's still my favorite women's match of all time. I don't know what it is.
In the Tokyo Dome.
No, it's SummerSlam '94. I've never seen the Tokyo Dome match full the whole way
That's when
through.
Bull Nakano goes over.
But still, it can't be as good as their SummerSlam match. It can't be.
I thought it was. I mean, just because there was so much more athleticism out of this match. I mean, these girls are doing stuff that those girls back then wouldn't even dream of doing. Or if they did dream of doing it, they wouldn't do it well.
I think they could have done it. I think Medusa was really good.
I think you put her in here
Bull
with
Nakano was excellent.
If you put them in here with these 3 girls right now, I think they get outshined.
If you put Bull Nakano beside Sasha Banks, that's not going to look believable, maybe, at the same time.
Well, Bull Nakano's a 200-pound woman.
Yeah. Give men a run for their money.
Yeah, but as far as work ratio, I got to give it to these 3. They cut a pace that did not rest. These 3 just kept going on and on and on, and I was so glad. I said before this match started, I told Travis, I said, man, I hope they give them enough time. Because a lot of times at WrestleMania, they like to rush these women's matches. They like to give them fucking 5 minutes.
Not this year.
No. They got a lot of time, and they showed that they deserved it. So I'm hoping I see another match like this at the next pay-per-view. I'm hoping they don't put Sasha Banks over at the next pay-per-view. I'm hoping they put Charlotte over for a reason, to have her remain the champ for a long time. I'm hoping maybe they build that Sasha Banks thing up for SummerSlam then. I mean, maybe have her drop into the fold with somebody else for a little while, then build her back up for SummerSlam, because she's obviously the most over woman in WWE right now. There's nobody else that they bring out where the crowd gets hotter.
Until Bailey comes up.
That'd be a great thing.
And
to
their
do,
matches, good God.
I think once you put Sasha over, I think that'd be the perfect time to bring Bailey up. Once you put Sasha over, that would be like the best
You turn
time.
Sasha heel.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think because
How do you turn Bailey
Sasha, I think Sasha gets jealous of Bailey's pop, and then
They start off as friends.
Yeah.
Like the AJ Styles and Jericho.
I think it would go over well. Maybe have that if you're gonna put Sasha over soon, put her over now.
Dude, next month.
then-
Charlotte's had the belt for how long?
But SummerSlam's not till July or August.
No,
You know what I mean?
Put the belt on Sasha next month, and then debut Bailey like late spring, early summer. Then by SummerSlam they go at it as baby faces, and then like maybe the night after SummerSlam have the turn from Sasha. And then you just set yourselves up for a whole fall series.
My problem with Bailey is I'm afraid she's gonna flop in WWE.
You think so?
Yeah, I know she's so over in NXT, but I think her character in WWE just doesn't fit well.
I think it fits
I
perfectly.
think it's too kiddie. I hate to say the word.
That's what WWE wants.
I just think it's too kiddie.
She's the John Cena of the women. I'm gonna call it a year from now. Look back on this, and I'm gonna tell you when she comes up, she's gonna be the John Cena of the women.
The only thing that she has going for her is that she can work.
Oh yeah.
She's got that kiddie gimmick, but she can get in that ring with anybody.
Well, I
and
like
work.
the car salesman tube man. That's pretty funny.
Yeah,
It's unique.
That's.
Crowd eats it up.
I'm not crazy about the gimmick.
Crowd
work,
liked it.
Yeah, they like it because of her work. They don't like it because of the gimmick. Trust me. You don't like her because of her gimmick.
No.
You like her because of the way
If
she
she
works.
worked like Eva Marie, I'd probably be shitting all over
Yeah,
the tube
exactly.
thing, so you're right. But yeah, the women's match, even the entrances were great. Except for that girl singing on Sasha Banks. That was...
Yeah, who was that with Snoop Dogg?
I have no clue.
Does anybody know who that was? I'm sorry, I'm not in with the hip-hop right now.
Well, if you guys do, let us know in the comments.
Yeah, please let us know who that was, because we're kind of...
We're on Twitter.
Yeah, we're in the dark as far as hip-hop goes. We're not big hip-hop fans.
Well, let's get the plug out of the way, then we cover the women's match. By the way, the belt looks awesome.
The new belt was unveiled by Lita on the pre-show.
It's pretty much the WWE World Title,
Just a different color.
like an Ultimate Warrior version of it.
I liked it.
I like it.
I think it's definitely more respectable for these women. I think they deserve it. They don't need a fucking butterfly.
At least it wasn't another insect or something. Just normal.
Bumblebee.
Yeah, Bumblebee tuna. That was your women's title match. So.
Great match. On to our next match of the evening. Travis, take it away.
I believe we had the New Day coming out in a giant cereal box. You didn't catch this, but it was great. I'm sure you'll see it by the time the show's up on YouTube. It was great. They came out in Dragon Ball Z stuff. It was... Maybe they're getting a little too silly, though, I think.
I think they took the Bootios gimmick and ran with it, and I liked it.
I like it.
The entrance, at least.
I don't really know if they should be baby faces.
They don't have a choice.
Yeah.
They're so over right now. If you try to turn them heel, it wouldn't work.
Well, it's not like they listen anyway with Roman Reigns.
So, I mean, I don't... How do you turn them heel right now? They're so over.
You had the New Day and the League of Nations. This match was... It's the League of Nations.
But getting back to that, I want you to think about this right now. In WWE right now, who's more over than the New Day?
Ambrose? Maybe? We're
disagree.
counting NXT.
I'm talking about on WWE television.
WWE television. Ambrose is, if not more, damn close.
Ambrose, maybe Brock Lesnar.
Brock's pop wasn't huge tonight, but look
always-
what Brock followed tonight.
Yeah, but Brock always gets his chance. You know what I mean? Everybody likes Brock.
We totally skipped Brock and Dean. We went out of order.
We went out of order, but that's
we'll cover
okay.
it next. It's no big deal.
But
because I have a lot to say about that.
I just
shit.
don't. As far as market value right now, the New Day is. That's why I think they didn't defend the belts tonight. Because if you take the belts off of them, you're taking TV time away from them, and that would just be stupid on WWE's part. Because you have to have these guys on camera, whether it's defending the belts, talking, both. You have to have them.
I don't think it would take them off TV if they lost the belts. I think since they just turned them babyface, it would make them look like losers.
You know what I wish we would have got a question about this week? This would be my question to you this week.
All right. Let's hear it.
Who do you think
This
benefits?
question's from Mike from Waynesboro, Pennsylvania.
Who do you think benefits most from the New Day being over, out of the three of them?
Ooh. Not Kofi.
Who do you think has come out the most during this run? I think it's got to be Big E.
Honestly, I'd say all three of them. Because I think they were all three in the same boat. They were in job or limbo.
Mm-hmm.
All three of them.
Well, Big E was IC champ, so was Kofi, but
Now, if you want to extend on the question, who do I think would be the breakout star of the group? Big E.
I think it's got to
no
be.
doubt.
I think he has totally
That voice.
come into his own.
Oh, yeah.
I think before that he was just that kind of big guy that smiled, kind of held back.
They gave him a mic.
They gave
It's
him a mic.
wonders what
Gave him an
that'll do.
opportunity. Look at him now. All he does is make you laugh.
Yep.
Him and Xavier Woods.
Oh,
Yeah.
Michael!
Yeah, but I still think Kofi is flat. I think he's definitely the worst man on the mic of that group by far.
He might be riding on some coattails a little bit.
Absolutely. Although he may be the best worker out of the three,
True.
he
But they
is
did what
definitely
we
the worst
said
on the
for
mic.
years. They turned him heel.
Yeah.
He needed that, and it rejuvenated his career. Now he's a babyface again. And they're still over his babyface just as much.
But I wouldn't be surprised a few years from now if Big E
Turns.
was in that main event spotlight.
Huh.
Because I think he works good enough. I think he's got a good enough body for Vince. I think he's definitely good enough on the mic now that I think he could be a main event caliber guy.
Do you think that would require them turning him heel to break him away? Because if he's going to be on that level, he can't be silly all the time.
No, but he could be like The Rock. He could be funny.
Yeah, true.
The Rock's serious but funny. You know what I mean?
We
The
got
Rock kicks ass, but he also makes you laugh.
Yep. Well, he's got to
So,
pick up the seriousness a
Just
little
like
bit.
Austin did. Austin kicked ass, but he also made you laugh.
Speaking of Austin, by the way, this match was really nothing.
Yeah, it really didn't benefit the New Day at all.
They lost clean to the League of
They
Nations.
lost clean to the League of Nations, but
Road kick to Xavier Woods.
we got possibly our biggest pop of the evening.
After the match, the League of Nations got on the mic and said they are the greatest combination of former champions ever.
And they said no three men on earth could ever defeat them.
The place,
Boom.
The place explodes. You just heard him. Shawn Michaels out first in ring gear.
In ring gear.
In his chaps.
Yep.
His little stretchy
Wearing
chaps.
his pants. Wearing his high pants.
Takes the shirt off. He's looking good.
Yep, he looks just like he did when he left.
Obviously, the place exploded.
Yep, Heartbreak Kid comes out.
Not to be outdone next by Mick Foley.
Mick Foley comes out. Hardcore legend.
Mick's looking all right. For,
Yeah, I mean, Mick's still
what
fat.
he's done to his
but,
body.
I mean, Mick, it's Mick. Everybody likes Mick. He's a lovable loser.
And then, this is when I thought The Rock was going to come out. Stone Cold Steve Austin's music hit. Not in his ring gear,
Biggest pop of the evening.
by far.
Wasn't even close. It's pretty sad when you haven't been wrestling for almost 15 years and you still get the biggest pop of the night.
What does that say?
That says the product these days is crap.
Yep. But they went down to the ring, beat the shit out of the League of Nations, celebrated, danced with the New Day afterwards, and Stone Cold stunned Xavier Woods.
Yeah,
As
it
you
had to
would
be
dance.
done.
Drank beer. There's your nostalgic moment. First nostalgic moment of the night.
Stone Cold don't dance.
No.
But he does dance all over your ass when he stuns you.
Dean Ambrose, Brock Lesnar. Can I take this?
Take it, please. I know you have a lot stronger thoughts about this match than I did.
This is definitely my most disappointing match of the night. Not the main event, because I knew that was going to be a shit fest. The build-up to this was pointless. When it comes down to it, the build-up was pointless. Dean Ambrose got his ass kicked by Roman Reigns. We saw a little bit of weapons. Nothing was used. The chainsaw just can't... I mean, like we said, how would he use a chainsaw?
Yeah.
So I get that. But the barbed wire didn't even get used. He kissed it.
If anything, I thought it was going to get used on Ambrose. Because you saw Ambrose take his shirt off before he got it out. That's when I was like, oh, okay. So they're actually going to use it, but it's going to be used on Ambrose. Brock's not going to take it.
No.
In the end, it was just used as a prop for Brock's finisher.
But
I mean, just like the 15 chairs that were laying in the ring for some reason.
this really pissed me off because Dean Ambrose is so overdue for a win on pay-per-view. And they build him up with the passing of the torch for Mick Foley and Terry Funk, which means nothing now. He'll get a rematch at Extreme Rules, but it should have happened here. The match wasn't anything special. It was a bunch of suplexes. I thought they were going to go out there and just do like Mick Foley crazy spots, but they didn't really. It was just...
No, I mean, I thought they did a good job, but it was definitely kind of bland for an Extreme Rules no holds barred match. I mean, they used the kendo stick a lot,
PG, no holds
and
barred
some
match.
chairs. There was a fire extinguisher used. But besides that, all you saw was, how many suplexes was there? 12?
I don't know. We took a drink
11,
for every
12.
one of them.
Yeah,
we made the
something like
mistake
that.
of
Yeah. There was
making a drinking game out
about
of
a
it.
dozen suplexes, and
This is when the beer started flowing.
very little Ambrose offense.
Yep.
But
So,
Brock gets the win.
Sure.
Hopefully this does something for Ambrose. I highly doubt it, obviously, since he didn't win.
sure there'll be a rematch at Extreme Rules. So, and then I would hope he would get his win by then. God damn.
I don't know.
AJ Styles, Chris Jericho, part 4, I think.
Whatever it is.
I'm sure they'll have another match.
I hope not.
You love this match.
I did like this match, but I mean, to be honest, I don't want it to go on anymore. I feel like it's gone on way too long. I was hoping they would put these guys in a ladder match or something different, but all they did was continue the rivalry from when AJ Styles first got here, which I didn't feel was very fair to Styles or Jericho. What were your thoughts?
Well, on AJ Styles in general, it feels like they don't know what to do with him, so they keep putting him with Jericho. I thought it was typical AJ Styles match. I thought he was blown up because this is his first WrestleMania. He looked really gassed by the end, and it was a couple sloppy spots in my opinion. But I've seen him do much better, especially at Fastlane. I think that was their best match.
I think a lot of it had to do with the pace that this match was set. I feel like they set a real fast pace, and by the end, I feel like they were both going on fumes. But in general, I thought this match was phenomenal. Not to
It
throw
was
a
a
pun
good.
in there.
It was a good match.
I thought it was one of their best. I thought it was definitely one of the best on the card. Definitely great work from both of them. You saw a couple styles clashes, one from each man.
Kick out.
But
Couple code breakers.
yeah, and the finish, of course, was the Styles goes for the springboard forearm.
It was sloppy.
Goes right into the code breaker. But 1, 2, 3, Jericho goes over. Surprised me.
I did like the springboard 450.
Did you see Jericho going over in this though?
I don't know what I thought going into it. No, I guess no, because I thought
it didn't
to
make
blow
any
off the
yeah,
feud. You don't do it with the heel usually.
Yeah, I didn't understand why Jericho went over.
I think they're gonna have an Extreme Rules match.
I guess, but I mean, what's the point? I just felt like it could have been ended here. I feel like WrestleMania to me is the time to end a feud, and they always wait till the pay-per-view after to end the feuds, which
Yeah.
I don't understand.
Just
don't.
their logic and their booking.
Especially with the night after WrestleMania, you have the biggest Raw of the year. That would be the best time to start a new feud for the next pay-per-view.
Yeah.
Instead of continuing what you've already been doing. I feel like instead of using the most exciting Raw of the year as a springboard, you're using it as kind of like a little surfboard, just to keep on going with what you had.
Well, okay. Where does Roman Reigns go from here then?
Rematch with Triple H.
You think?
Yeah.
I think that too.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, and then I think that'll be the blow off. It should be called blow off rules.
Yeah,
because that's what it always is
I-
usually every year.
Or whatever they want to call it.
It's a good match. Jericho gets the win clean.
Yeah. 1, 2, 3.
Intercontinental title ladder match. The shocker of the night. Good lord, this was a shocker.
Felt like this match stole the show.
They put-
Obviously, it should have.
we put our foots in our mouths a
Yeah.
week or two ago, not giving Zack Ryder a chance in hell. Zack Ryder is your new Intercontinental Champion. Michael, take it away.
Anybody who called this, I'm calling bullshit right now, because I don't think there's a person who could have honestly said this with a straight face.
Maybe Zack Ryder's dad.
Yeah,
With a Superman.
but I
tank top.
don't even know if he knew before this match started.
Yeah.
I think it might have been a last minute thing, and to be honest, congratulations to Zack Ryder. Congratulations, you've been in the company a long time. You deserve your WrestleMania moment. I'm glad for you. I always thought you were kind of underpushed. I thought you could have had more of a push than you got. I always thought you were more than average worker. Thought you had great personality on the mic, but unfortunately, I think you're losing the title tomorrow night on Raw.
Yeah, we both said that. I don't think this is a long term.
Yeah,
maybe the longest Extreme
I think
Rules.
this was just done for shock value, just to say that anything can happen at WrestleMania, Michael.
It definitely worked.
But yes, Zack Ryder gets your win in the Intercontinental title ladder match. I think he loses it tomorrow night to Kevin Owens.
Kevin Owens got a great reaction.
Kevin Owens, out of the whole match, I think Kevin Owens got the biggest pop.
Zayn looked awesome. Zayn had some awesome spots jumping through the
Yes, Zayn
hole of the
definitely
ladder.
stole the match with his performance.
Then he got right back up and did his DDT through the ring.
I think
post.
Zayn was the performer of the match. Disappointments of the match, Dolph Ziggler. I was disappointed in Dolph in this match. I thought he'd have more spots in this match than he had.
Sin Cara's entrance attire. I thought he had 4 arms at first.
They were wings. I guess he was
Those
trying.
were definitely wings. God damn.
I know.
Those arched up like all the way. The White Angel, Sin Cara.
He was definitely...
He had a good spot. He did that crazy flip springboard. That was pretty cool.
on the ladder that broke. But
Oh yeah, Stardust had the polka dot
ladder. And he was wearing polka dot attire with the Stardust attire. Tribute to the late great Dusty.
Tribute to Dusty. Showed the crowd chanted Dusty.
Yep.
Everyone loves Dusty, especially on this show. Tonight, actually, when we close the show, we're going to close you guys out with a Dusty promo.
It's got to be done.
But yeah, also Sin Cara took that spot to the outside through the ladder with Stardust. Ouch.
Yeah, looked like it hurt.
All of it looked like it hurt.
My disappointment of the match was Dolph Ziggler. I never thought I'd say that. Dolph Ziggler was my most disappointing person. I mean, I could say Sin Cara, but he had the one good spot there. But besides that, Sin Cara didn't really do anything in the match. The Miz didn't really do anything memorable in the match, but I didn't expect him to do anything memorable because it's The Miz.
Yeah.
The one person I expected to shine in this match did not. I don't know if it was booked that way or what happened, but Dolph Ziggler definitely got lost in the shuffle in this match, which I did not expect to happen.
No. Because when does he ever get lost in the show? That speaks for the talent in the match, too.
Yeah, I just feel like more could have been done on his part and WWE's part to make him more of a shining star in this match. But usually Dolph does it himself. Not Dolph Ziggler's best WrestleMania. Hopefully this doesn't push him farther down the ladder.
No
sorry
pun
for
intended.
another pun.
You're just full of them tonight.
Yeah, I'm all over him.
You're full of beer and you're full of puns.
Better being full of something else.
Yeah.
But your winner, new Intercontinental Champion.
Zack Ryder.
Woo, woo, woo. You know
He
it.
actually got a good pop when he won it. It was just shock.
Dad came in his Superman tank top. They
Hey,
hugged.
I'll take it over the Miz because I thought the Miz was gonna win.
Yeah.
Good lord. I was seriously cussing at the television. Like, are you fucking serious? I was pissed. Because Miz is at a point where he said before he just needs to put guys over. But I think Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens are gonna be big stars in the future. Great IC guys.
If one of them doesn't win the title tomorrow, hopefully it sets both of them up for maybe a more serious run. Not to say that the Intercontinental title's crap, but I think definitely Zayn and Owens both have a lot of steam behind them.
You know what I could see in the future? Maybe at SummerSlam. If he's still babyface for the title, Roman Reigns against Kevin Owens. I'm not saying Owens is going to win. Maybe not SummerSlam. Maybe a more B-level show.
Still think Kevin Owens is the heel?
Yeah. Now, beyond that, I can see it flipped. You know what I mean? I can totally see Owens as a babyface. I can see Bray Wyatt as a babyface. We talked about. There's so many guys that I could see as a babyface.
What is a babyface anymore?
I don't know. Not Roman Reigns. I'm telling you.
I mean, besides John Cena, he's like your epitome of a babyface. But everyone else is kind of like, is he a good guy or a bad guy?
Yeah.
I don't think there is that anymore. That's the problem.
It's the reality era.
Yeah.
What the fuck does that mean?
Nobody wants the good guy, bad guy. They want what they want, and they want it now.
It's true. Like, what are New Day? It's not, I mean...
They're not good guys or bad guys. They make fun of their opponents.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
They never had an official babyface turn.
No, they never turned. It's just the crowd turned.
But,
They decided one day that these guys are over. Which is how it should be, I think. The same thing I did with Austin.
Maybe I'll do a Hibiki high. That's what I'm going to do this week. I'll do a Hibiki high spots because we got such a late start. I'll do just a solo NXT review because you didn't even see NXT.
I didn't
take
get
over.
to. Sorry, I had some stuff going on this weekend, guys. Couldn't do it. I have a pregnant girlfriend, and we're going through a lot of changes. Moving into a new apartment, expecting a baby on the way. My first, her second, my first. But a lot of changes going on in my life right now.
And congratulations to you.
Thank you. Plus, with Travis being sick this week, it was just a rough week for me to keep up with everything in the wrestling business.
But we'll get back on track. We'll be back Wednesday for our normal show.
Absolutely. We will be back on Wednesday, back on schedule. We'll do our Raw review. Our match of the week will be on that show. Not going to fit it in tonight. Just so late, guys.
Yeah.
We're both kind of worn out.
We still went like an hour tonight.
Yeah, we're getting old, guys. So we're not spring chickens anymore. So being up this late's rough for us,
Especially sitting through a 5-hour show.
especially when it ends with Roman Reigns. It's tough to stay
I
awake.
started drinking beer tonight for the show at 6:30. I didn't stop till about 1:30 in the morning. So,
It's rough,
And we still did this for you guys because you're Slam Pigs Nation and we feel you.
and we're just not spring chickens anymore. But we're gonna get to the stuff we didn't get to tonight. The last match of the night, we're gonna do Sin Cara versus Ryback for the U.S. title. It was on the pre-show.
Kalisto and Ryback.
Oh, sorry.
I didn't actually
Yeah.
see this, but saw the highlights. It looked like pretty standard Kalisto win. I'm glad I'm glad it didn't go in Ryback. I'll say that.
From what I saw, it was actually a good match. Ryback has actually improved a lot on his work. I will have to give him some credit.
I don't want it. I don't want your work.
But Ryback has improved. As far as Mike's skills go, I don't know what all he has to offer. But then again, we could say the same with Kalisto.
Well, he's the new Rey Mysterio. Let's face
Yeah.
it. And Rey Mysterio hardly ever had to cut a
Kalisto
promo.
holds on to the most... safe! Yeah, he holds on to the most irrelevant belt in WWE right now, the U.S. title. I don't know what's next for either one. Probably a rematch at the next pay-per-view.
Which is crazy because a year ago they really tried to make that belt with Cena, and it was for a while. They made that belt, and now look,
Yeah.
they went on Del Rio, and then
So it's irrelevant again.
yeah, which is a shame. I like Del Rio, but that's WrestleMania 32.
That's our WrestleMania review, guys.
Michael, 1 out of 10. What do you give this year's WrestleMania?
Ooh, 4.
Ooh, a Brett score. A Brett 4 out of 10.
4 out of 10 for WrestleMania this year.
Mm.
I think it deserved it. But there was some good matches on it.
Favorite part of the show, women's title match, like you said.
Favorite part of the show
Shane take.
was probably Shane jumping off the cage.
Yeah,
I mean, that'll be the thing I remember most about this WrestleMania.
yeah.
Shane jumping off the top of the cell. That's why this show gets a 4 out of 10. I think besides that, a lot of the
That's
matches...
brutal. Brutal score for.
If I really
Man.
hated it, I'd give it a 2.
Yeah, I
You know
hear
what I
you.
mean?
I'm gonna go
But
with.
I'm counting all the good matches plus the Shane spot. That's why I gave it a 4. 3 good matches and a Shane spot. Give it a 4 out of 10.
It's a star match. Basically.
Yep, I give it a 4 out of 10. Sorry, but that's my honest
No, that's how
opinion.
you feel. With
what'd
that
you
main,
think?
I'd go about a 5.5, 6. Not much higher, honestly.
Well, you're generous.
Or you think I'd be
I guess-
say like 8?
I guess
There's
I'm
no
more of
way.
an East German judge.
Well, considering
but-
Friday, like NXT, I'll tell you right now, I'll give that like an 8 or 9 out of 10. Oh my, it was so good from start to finish. Everything about it was excellent. Even Baron Corbin had a good match. So
and he won your Andre the Giant Battle Royal.
there you go. But that's WrestleMania 32. I guess check it out
Guys,
if you have.
tell
Go ahead
us-
and check it out if you
Give
haven't
us your score of WrestleMania. Tell us what you thought about WrestleMania. Any questions for this week? We will get to them here in a couple days on Wednesday. Be sure to like, comment,
subscribe.
subscribe.
And also follow us on Twitter at the Hibiki TMD. That Facebook group is coming, guys. We promise you, just stuff's going on. We
Slam
promise
Pigs
it's
on
coming.
Facebook is coming, as well as Twitter. We will be on that. But until then, this is Mike signing off, along with Travis. This is the Slam Pigs podcast.
And enjoy your little parting gift on your WrestleMania 32 post show. This promo from the American Dream, Dusty Rhodes.
Dusty, baby.
We'll see you guys Wednesday. Have a great week.
Have a good one, guys.
Is, of course, the United States champion, a legend, a dream, Dusty Rhodes. Dusty, all across the world from your many millions of fans, I heard a great sigh go up from them when we found out what your plans really were going to be for 1988.
Well, like I said, Bobby, 1988 is going to be a big year for Dusty Rhodes. I've made my commitment to the wrestling fans throughout this country to defend this United States title against all comers. I've made a commitment to Nikita Koloff, my super partner, to stand in there with him on any occasion throughout this country and be the best at what we can be, because we were doing it before it was fashionable. Now then, it comes to mind the Midnight Express with Jim Cornette in 1988 has taken hold of Bobby Eaton, beautiful Bobby Eaton, Stan Lane, to challenge Dusty Rhodes for the United States heavyweight title. I'm fine with that, baby. That set well on me. That set well on me, Bobby Eaton. Stan Lane, Jim Cornette, and Big Blubber. Now I turn my attention to one Larry Zbyszko. Let me tell you something, Larry Zbyszko. You running around with something that I already had. You running around with something that I already had, I say again. And if I said it for the third time, that's a hat trick. She knows about Dusty Rhodes. Inside, outside, backwards, everything about Dusty Rhodes. Bear Windham, you in a big contest right now for that Western States title, but you throw Dusty Rhodes' name in there and say, I want to be the one to make it retire. I'm not ready to retire. I'm not ready to sit down. I'm ready for Freddie Jack, and Freddie's ready for me. Larry Zbyszko, baby doll, think about one thing. Think about the American dream ending your career. Bobby Eaton, think about the American dream ending your career. Stan Lane, think about the American dream ending your career. While you're thinking about it, Dusty Rhodes, Super Party Nikita Koloff, oh, get up for 1988, baby.
Hey, what is going on here?